you take? And I'm like, I don't know. So we had to take him down to the vet for a shot to make him be sick. He hadn't swallowed a one.
He just wanted to chew the bottle.
I mean, he just chewed the bottle. That was it. Hey, Don.
Hey guys, how
Hi,
are you?
I
Don.
don't.
How you
Hi.
doing? How was your sojourn other than the rubbish light?
Um, yeah, well, I mean, it was very good. I mean, there was a lot of time to think about things and plan things, and that was
That
the
works.
that was the goal.
There you go.
So, yeah, I feel pretty good about it, actually.
Excellent.
I will tell you that there was it's interesting off season like that. Um, I've never seen Capitol Reef so crowded. It's like thinking,
Guessing everybody had the same idea as you.
I guess I'm thinking, boy, there won't be anybody here. I'll have the whole place to myself. And no, even though like there's no restaurants open or things like that, it was still packed. I mean, it was just everywhere.
Wow.
Hmm.
Good
So
weather. How was the
terrible,
temperature
terrible weather. It was hot.
there?
It was
Really?
hot. Yeah. Oh yeah. It was and the heat made the heat made the moisture start, slipping, being evaporated. And when that happened, we ended up with haze everywhere. I mean, it was flat. There was not a cloud in the sky, and the haze just
Yeah.
wiped out all possible contrast. Uh,
Yeah, that's the high. It just clears out all the clouds.
Yeah. And it was disappointing really is what it was. But
Wow.
hey, that's just life, right? I mean, the
Yeah.
weather doesn't answer to me, so
Kind
I
of
had a
like a
pretty good
few
time.
years ago when we ended up going for the first time. We've been to Grand Canyon many times, but first time that we got to Grand Canyon North. And this was like, I want to say circa 2021, um, around the end of August or something of sorts. And there were some nasty wildfires around uh, Idaho or wherever. I think we were closer to Idaho. So everything was just a fog and just remnants of the wildfires. It was awful. I was so upset. I'm like, damn, I don't know when we're gonna ever make it here in this time of the year. And I mean, you could just barely see a few feet in front of you. It was,
Yeah, it was
but I mean,
They had that last April in New York City. My nephew and his new bride were there as part of their honeymoon trip. And I'm like, oh, you've got to go up to top of the rock. You've got to do this. You've got to do that. And then she posted the photos, and it was like just a big haze of
yeah.
fog over the city. And I was like, oh, I felt so bad.
it yeah, it was like I said, it was you know, you plan it and you plan it for so long and
Yep.
but I mean
No, I mean
I
this
got
time of
the
year, it's March. You wouldn't expect it'll be those
no.
temperatures in March. I wouldn't expect it anywhere around here.
Well, I the first night I was Sunday night. Sunday I dropped my wife and my daughter off at Caesar's Palace. 6,800 rooms, big hotel. I mean, it's on the other side of the street. I mean, it's big. And I go up to Cedar City and I stayed in this little Motel 6 because I don't spend money on fancy hotels as long as it doesn't have bed bugs and it's clean. That's fine for me. I don't need anything else. When I got up in the morning, it was 29 degrees. And then I went
Mhm.
out and I spent the night in Panguitch. Then I spent the night in Bicknell. Then I came back to Panguitch and I went back to Cedar City. Made a big loop. In Cedar City, 4 days later, I woke up in the morning and it was 61.
Hmm.
So 30 degrees difference in the overnight lows. And it got up to about 87 degrees and up in the
Mm.
mountains, which they've probably never had in March in those Utah mountains. Just never had it. So yeah, yeah.
I heard Phoenix got over 100 degrees
Yeah, well, it was
sometimes last week.
100,
It was so insane.
105 today. So today was another record, I believe, uh, of having
Yeah, it's
over.
hot.
That was just way too early.
Well, it's this anomaly heat wave. I love. I was on. I was like, well, this is global warming. Yeah, that doesn't really explain all the snow in the Northeast, though, does it? It's just a high ridge. They happen all the time. They just happened early. So, I just kind of bristle when they go, oh, it's a heat wave, excessive heat warning. It's going to be 105. It's 105 all summer. Are you kidding?
Mm.
From May through September, it's 105. In fact, in, in July and August, we would give anything for 105. That's like
Yeah.
sweater weather, folks. So, yeah. But I had a great time. I got 12 photographs, which is far fewer than I would normally get, I think, on a trip, but I really like them. So, as you can imagine, wide angle lenses not working, right? Get up there and put that wide angle, and all you got is just haze, right?
Bunch of haze.
Yeah. So I wanted to do a shot of some of these cliffs and some of these rocks. I didn't do as many as I wanted, but I did 6 and 12 or 6 and 9 panorama shots with my 85. And that turned out to be really fun. Now I'm really kind of sad I didn't do more. I should have done a bunch more because they turned out really cool. I'm going to get a print made of one of them. I'm going to save up my money and I'm going to get a 6 foot by 3 foot print.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh,
It's
You're
so
close to
sharp.
moving into your office.
I keep zooming in on the print and I get all the way down. You can see the little cactuses, halfway out in the canyon. It's just so cool because it's so many. It's 12 shots of. I put it on Facebook. It's called Calf Creek Canyon. And just you can just zoom in and zoom in. It's just crazy. So, how was everybody else? How was your week? Your week off? I expected more pictures, but hey, we're good. We're good. We got some photos.
I thought we were going to see your pictures tonight. That's why we didn't submit any.
Well, I can share a few with you guys.
Yeah, we were
Pretty
waiting
fun.
for them.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
So,
I had sort of a challenging event. It was a Sunday night, and I had great positioning and everything else. It was a chorale concert in a very uncommon building. It was a burned out church from built in 1928, had a fire in the 1980s, and you basically have the inside of the building. It's been restored on the inside, just the walls, but there's no floors to it. It's just open in the middle. So it's really it's like almost medieval. However, the way that they set it up is they set it up with these lights on the performers that were right in their faces, and I didn't realize it at the time. So a lot of the photographs show them as having very white faces. So I'm trying to figure out what if anything could be done by that. So I've gotten a couple suggestions from people. So I don't know if they made it into the series. I put them up this morning.
did you pull your highlights down in Lightroom?
I think I played around with highlights.
Now, there's no playing around with them, but if you pull your highlights down, you'll bring it closer to normal. There's no playing
Oh, okay.
around. Just drag
Oh,
it to
there's
the
one of
left.
them right there. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
drag it to
my
the left,
crazy scene.
and that'll help a great deal. And then pull your shadow detail up to match, and you'll get a better exposure. Yep.
Oh, that's right. What about the redness?
The redness is probably caused because it looks to me like they've got red gels on the people. They've
That
got
could be. I think they have red and blue gels on the lights.
yeah, I think they've got red actual red. Now they may have a red for every two white, just to add a little color. But there's definitely redness in there. So again, you just go down in your panel and pull that red down. Just pull that saturation of the red way down.
I will keep trying. Yep. Okay.
All you can do is keep pushing away.
Yeah, some of it came out, but I was like, whoa, where did I mean, during the daytime, before the night set in and they turned the lights on, everything was fine. And they turned the lights on. I didn't anticipate it, so I didn't really plan for it. So but now I know better, but you can't rewind the tape, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So you'll have to lower that saturation on the red. Yep.
All
Who
right.
else? Who else did something cool? Jay's out shooting a choir. I mean, that's cool. Who else?
I just shot to the ones I put in entrees because I realized I really didn't have any entrees in my food portfolio. So I did what you suggested, got some takeaway and shot it before I ate it. So I think that's going to be my menu way of going for the next week or two.
Excellent. Who else? Been 2 weeks. Somebody did something. I'm pretty sure.
I've been shooting some. Do you remember I mentioned the delicatessen place in my neighborhood? I wanted some focaccia shots, so I've been working on that. Um, it was okay. The first time I photographed sandwiches, so it was fine. But it's unpaid job because they are really friends. So I suppose I'm tied up to this deal now. No money for that, but it's okay.
Well, yeah. What do you do? Remember what you have to do is A, it's a gift, right?
Yeah.
And B, you just got to make sure that you get something for yourself.
Oh no, they give me stuff all the time. The thing is, I ended up I don't even eat the sandwiches because they're so rich and whatever. I give them away. But yeah, it's very difficult to say. I mean, I've known them for many years and I photographed the children when they were babies. It's very difficult to ask for money now when I've always,
When you've
you
already
know,
done it. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, so I did about 8 shots of various sandwiches. It took me a few hours because, I was trying to work out the best light. I realized the softbox is not the right way to photograph sandwiches because the highlights are dead with a softbox. So I ended up using my Fresnel lights, and so it was a bit of experimentation. And but anyway, it took me a few hours to work out the best way to photograph them. I went there this morning. They really liked them, and they want me to do more now. So now I'm tied up with this. So how do you think I can ask for money? No, it's very difficult. But
Um,
every time I go in, they give me this and this, coffee and cappuccino, and I cannot buy
I would
anything.
approach it that way. I would approach it that way and say, this is, hours of my time. How about we work it out? I'll take care of your pictures, but when I come in, I get a sandwich and a coffee.
Yeah, that's what they did. I went there this morning. I mean, I can't eat all their stuff, but they're very generous. So anyway, I quite enjoy doing the work, and it's good experience because, as I said, I never photographed sandwiches. It's not easy actually. It's I thought, because there is no many poses you can do with a sandwich. So it was like trying to figure out the best way to do it.
The angle.
Anyway, the angle, yes,
Angle is everything. Because if it's not a thick sandwich and you shoot from too high, it just looks tiny and flat.
exactly.
You got to find that right angle to make the sandwich look like it's like it's got some text, some girth to it, and
Yeah.
not just shooting down on. Yeah,
I,
it's
I
tough.
will show them to you on the commercial class on Saturday because that's what we're supposed to do. I will show them and I want some advice on that. So I photographed one as a hero shot, from low to high with I use only the macro lens.
Mhm.
But anyway, I done it. I was quite happy at the end of it, but I realized it's not that easy actually to photograph sandwiches. It's not just a matter of because you want some highlights on the sandwich, so you cannot really get it with a softbox. You kill all the highlights with that. Anyway, I will show them
Oh
to
no,
you.
I use softbox on sandwiches all the time.
Too.
Yeah.
Do
But
you get credit for them? I
I'll
mean, what do they use the photographs for?
well, yes, I will get credit because they want to use them for this is a delicatessen shop, but they do business with delivery companies like Delivery, who, they are Uber and stuff like that. So they want photographs for their menu. So
Right.
they don't want any background, just a photograph of a sandwich. It's got to be quite a straightforward image.
They want it on
Well,
like a white sweep.
on a very, I photograph them on a board, on a wooden, how
Uh-huh.
do you call it? Yeah, and just a plain background. They don't want any vegetables around, just a sandwich because they have to show these images on the
Okay.
menu
All
or
right.
the living
I got to stop
room.
you because I'm confused. When you say background, that's this.
Yeah,
This
and,
is
and
surface.
the
Did you
surface and
show
background.
background or did you just show surface?
I shot the sandwich on the surface with a background,
So
plain
there's a
background.
horizon line in your shot.
No, actually, because what I did, I used a background and I bent it so there is no line, if you know what I mean. There were not two surfaces. There was not one surface and a background.
So
I
you
only
used a
used
paper like this then.
exactly, and then I,
Okay.
I created a curve.
Yeah,
So that's how I did
that's fine.
it.
Okay,
I
so
will,
if you want highlights on your sandwich, what you do is you put your sandwich right about here, say
yeah.
this is your sandwich, and you get your softbox right about here. And then you can put a scrim or something and darken this if you want, or just let it roll back, right? Then up front, you can use your white cards, but you can also put a silver card in here to pop a little light. But for this, I would always bring like a speed light, just something little, put it on like 1/32 power and back side light it. So you're shooting from here and your big soft light is over the top. Then right back here, you've got a little speed light about this high coming down across the top. That's going to give you all the pop you need. It's going to brighten your lettuce and your tomato and anything on there, just that little backlight.
The way I did it, actually, I explained to you. I used a Fresnel light with no screen at all. So a Fresnel that was sort of backwards to the sandwich. Then I used another smaller Fresnel light on the other side, and I use a in front of it almost like a, how do you call it? I just can't remember the words. It sort of creates a bit of a highlight on the sandwich, like a snoot.
Okay.
That's how I did it. But anyway, I will next time I'll do it as you suggested. I think it's a
Well,
good.
try it. I mean,
Yeah.
try it. I'm not saying what you did is wrong. I'm just saying when you said you can't get highlights with a softbox, you
It,
can, but that doesn't necessarily mean you have to use a softbox. I don't want to get into that. That's up to you, certainly.
I thought
So
the Fresnel lights were giving me more highlights on the
Well, it's more
ham.
specular because it's small and direct.
Specular.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
little
Um,
olive oil will
this
do that too.
Yeah, I put some olive oil on it as well.
Good.
But then I realized that they had a sandwich with the chicken, which is sort of, it was not giving me any highlights. On the ham sandwich was okay, because with a bit of olive oil, you could see the shiny, but not so much on the chicken. It was sort of matte. But anyway, I learned a lot just by playing around with the lights. But I was trying to get some sort of specular lights on the sandwich, and the only way I could do it, my best, was with the Fresnel lights with no screen. But
Excellent.
Don, can I share?
Sure.
So, last week on Wednesday, I have the opportunity to reshare and the exhibit for vulnerable dreamers, but this time also with Niños Inmigrantes. Remember, I know, I think I did send you the book, right?
Mm-hmm.
Niños. So, but this time, it was in a high school, and the person who contacted me and said, I met you in the presentation you did before, the last time on vulnerable. And I said, okay. So I said, do you think you can do it? And I said, I don't have the exhibit. It was Miami University has it. However, I can give you the exhibit. So I sent the image. I asked her, choose the images that you want to print. And you print it, and I do the exhibit. It's yours. Really? And I said, yeah, it's yours. We don't profit with vulnerable. We just do the talk. So she was delighted, and I sent her both Niños and Vulnerable. And the presentation at the school was very interesting. It was 3 sessions of about 80 students, and we were 3 panelists talking about the topic of immigration, which is kind of hard right now. But the intention was for the students to learn different views on immigration, not just the nasty news on immigration. There was a panelist that talked about the laws, everything about the laws on immigration. Another one was Catholic Charities. I think they talk about refugees, stories about refugees.
Mm-hmm.
And I talk about present and vulnerable dreamers, like the prior DACA kids. And then, but in essence, it was very interesting because seeing it completely with vulnerable niños, vulnerable was a presentation of who they were at that time, the immigrants, the kids. And niños was like, what do they become? So because there are niños doing things and studying and practicing and playing in the zoo. So once I finished the presentations, I realized, and I said, this is the complete story. So it was presentation and then niños and how do they become part of this American dream. And it was very interesting. I really enjoyed it. And the kids, high schoolers, juniors, they were very interested. They were the most respectful juniors I ever seen, ever. It was a Catholic school, so it was one of the good schools in northern Kentucky, northern Cincinnati. So it was very nice. I
Very
enjoyed it.
good. That sounds great.
Yeah,
That's
it was
really
fun.
great. Hopefully, it'd be great to get your books in the library there.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
I think my friend was going to say, I really want to support you. I'm going to buy the books. And I said, whatever. It's like, sure. They're nice people, very nice people.
Excellent.
Apparently, they got very happy with the presentation, and I talked to the other teachers, and they all love it. And it was interesting because at one point when I was talking, we sent the kids to send the images. It was a big area. And we put posters behind the print for them to comment on how they feel, what makes them think, and all the comments were right on what I wanted to express with the image, you know. A lot of very nice comment. The kids are happy, the kids are playful, it seems like very thoughtful, very, very nice. So overall, I think it was a very good experience.
That sounds good. Sounds
Yeah.
like a terrific opportunity for you and for the kids to get to hear you.
Yeah, it was interesting because they an interesting question they asked, and I said, you know, do you like United States? And I said, well, what is it not to like? What do you think a lot of people comes here? Like, hello, you know? And I said, I am an American since I was 14. So, and in essence, I need to tell a little bit of my story and how I became an American. And that was very interesting too. And I said, actually, that was becoming a citizen was the happiest day of my life. You know, I
Right.
did it right. They're together and I love it. And I made them laugh a little. So it was fun. It was fun.
The problem is not
It's,
that easy to get into the States now, so it might change.
yes. Well, you know, I have never seen, me personally, I never feel like I'm a target of, I am an American by heart, so I don't see myself as Mexican American. I see myself and I feel an American. So to me, when somebody says, "Oh, are you afraid?" or well, no, I'm sorry, I am not. I work in a school that is full of undocumented kids.
Oh, really?
Of course, they're gonna be a scare, you know. Oh my God, ICE is gonna be in the area, and the area where I work is not a pleasant one. It's very low class economically, you know. It's not the pretty area of Cincinnati. And of course, ICE goes into those neighborhoods, and it's a neighborhood that has all the communities anchored there, you know, Guatemala and Honduras is very targeted. So the school gets targeted. So, you guys are safe here. You know, ICE doesn't come to the school. They might go to your house, but not to school. So, but Miss Cuevas, they're gonna get you. I said, no, they're not gonna get me. Even if they get me, that's okay. You know, I'm an American. I don't care.
You're fine.
I feel sorry for them because of the trauma that an adult decision causes. It's not the kid's problem, it's the adult's problem. So, and that's the point of view of vulnerable. There is an adult decision, and
Kids, kids
doing
have,
that to kids is not fair.
kids have
It's not
never
right
caused
either.
problems. Kids are never the
Exactly.
problems. Never the problems. Kids
Never.
are the victims all the time.
Totally. And I see the frustrations. I see the parents. I have students goes to school 3 days, and the parents are the ones to blame. You know,
Yeah.
they're a tragedy on foot. For sure. Like, oh my God.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. One of the things
Thank you.
I did when I was sitting in the hotel room with nothing to do, as I learned a lot about coding. So I have coded all these tools for you guys.
Oh, how
Uh,
cute.
you are totally welcome to use these. I will monetize them at some point, but you will always have access here. Okay.
I have actually ran a few of them, two of them.
I did the project tool today. I generated about 10 projects. If you would be open to a little bit of feedback, I kind of get the idea why it would give you two projects, one more basic, one more upscale, or however it's worded.
Mhm.
I understand the idea why it would do that, but maybe if it could be configured to be able to copy each project individually, like not necessarily to copy both at the same time. I mean, that's just like a
It-
small tweak. I don't know if that
but
could be
it,
done.
but it does copy both at the same time, right?
It does, but
Yeah. Well,
I'm wondering if it
just
could be done
no,
one at a time.
no. If it copies both and you don't want one, just highlight and delete. No, that would be confusing because if somebody clicked on one and copied it, and then they go, okay, I'm going to go back to the other one, then it's gone.
Mhm.
Mm.
So you have to get them
Oh,
both.
yeah.
There is no
Okay.
memory. So there's nothing in here going to a database that I'm
Mhm.
scraping, in other words, so that I would have like an AI company, I could find out who's doing what. Nothing remains. Once you clear the page, it's gone. The whole thing.
Yeah, because
Done.
I forgot to copy one and I thought I took a screenshot. I did not. So I tried to regenerate with the same parameter,
Nope.
did not give me the
You're gonna
same
get
thing
something
all over
different.
again. So it did something different.
This is the one I think I am the most excited about. I like them all. They all do the job. The pitch is great. He comes up with the 4 emails
Mm.
to pitch.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
really good.
That's been
This
helpful.
one, where you find 5 channels and then 6 sub-channels underneath your channels. And I'm using Claude Deep Research. So it costs me, half a penny every time someone runs this thing, but I think it's worth it. It's deep research. So when it comes back, it's good and it's big.
Mm.
It's a really healthy dose of channels and sub-channels. The
I
whole,
did that one. And I had 4 channels, but no sub-channels. I didn't see that.
oh, you didn't see the sub-channels?
No.
Oh, I'll check
I'll
that
have
out.
to look again and there's no way to save it. I just had to do a screenshot,
Um,
but I
so
did save it.
the hold is when someone pushes back, this is how you hold your rates up. This is how you deal with clients pushing back. The cold
Mhm.
eye is a look at 5 of your shots from your portfolio. Um, it ain't often kind. It's it's pretty brutal, but again, remember it is a machine basically, and it's looking at an overall of your stuff, of it compared to the overall. You always just take everything that you get with the idea that it's not baked in stone. But no matter how good your work is, because I took a couple of Judy's to run through it because I wanted to make sure it could, because if it couldn't recognize a good photograph, then I would have no. And it recognized Judy's, but it still had, could have done this better, could have done that better. And I'm sitting looking, going, well, it's right. That could have been better. And it's already a really good shot. So, you know. The
No,
assignment generator, get that one, guys. And the project tool, this is fun. It'll create one. The frame is for looking at one image that you tell it, what did I want to do with this image? It's not, you don't just put in a picture of a flower and have it tell you anything. You have to give it there has to be depth to the image. And then it'll come back and tell you how close it thinks you got to your own goal. So I queried that quite a number of times, but I want to try this one right now before we go into the images to see if we can get this to work because it's supposed to hold on to you. So let's do this here. Mike, what do you photograph? You do tabletop?
I put product in still life.
Okay.
Is this in Cloud?
No,
Are you
The
doing this in Cloud?
we just
the back end is Claude, but I coded this.
Okay.
if I
Oh,
remember
okay. So
right,
this is your code. Okay.
I wasn't able to type in all the answers. They were, kind of a multiple choice. Is that
Oh, I
right?
think you did the pitch
Mhm.
when it was
No, I
was
did
it
I
was
did
it
the
was
channels.
it 4 in a grid, Mike?
The answer was yes.
Yeah, that's the pitch, and then there's another button you had to click to get the sub channel. You've got to pick one of
Oh,
those, and then you get
maybe
sub
I
channels.
accidentally selected the pitch instead of the channels. But no, it gave me the response was 4 channels labeled channel 1, channel
Yeah,
2, and so
but you
on.
didn't click on them.
You gotta click on one.
You got to
I'll
click
do
on
it.
one
Well,
to go
I'll
on.
do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So mapping product and food photography.
Hmm.
Boom.
And it went through and asked me my city, you know, the market I was
Yeah.
going after, several questions.
Yeah. So you have this comes back with food and beverage brands, healthcare and wellness, e-commerce, industrial manufacturing, and education and publish. So you have 30 sub-channels here.
Oh,
When you
I'm doing that again.
copy your market map right there and you just go on down.
Yeah.
You can map a different genre here. Basically, it just takes you back to the top and you do this
Huh.
again. So it's real simple.
Yeah.
So you did the pitch, and that's this one.
Evidently
Still
I
comes
did.
up
But
with
no, see, it gave me channels as an answer. I saved it. I saved a screenshot of it, and it's titled, based on your work, here are your best channels.
four
And it gave
channels.
me
Mhm.
4 channels.
That's this one.
It's the
That's what you
pitch.
get
So
from
I'm going to
this
go
one.
with
Yeah.
food and beverage,
Okay. You're right.
2 to
It is
5
that one.
years.
Yes.
My state.
City and state. Yeah.
Would you describe your current portfolio mixed but strong? A few attempts at cold outreach. Solid.
In here, I put that I'm new. I'm starting out. I have all the gear I need. I'm going after product and packaging and stuff like that, manufacturers and so on.
So I'm just going to put authentic style, whatever we need something there. One kind of client tomorrow, small business needing images for multiple. And I'm going really fast here. You should fill this
Sure.
out very
yeah.
detailed. The more
Yeah.
detail you give it, the better.
Yeah.
San Diego.
The other thing I found in running it is either take a picture of what you're typing in, because if you want to run it again to get one of the other channels or sub-channel, you've got to run it all over again.
Yeah. Good
Yeah, but
point.
it's
Just
not
do
going
a
to give
quick
you the same.
screenshot
They're
or
going to be a
something.
little bit different each time. That's just the way the
Can you
algorithm
attach,
works. So it gave
can
you
you
these, right?
It gave me those. Yes.
Okay, so watch.
That I
Choose
did
this
not do. I
channel.
didn't know I could click on it.
Yep. And it maps all your sub channels for you. So it's
Okay.
kind of like the other tool, but it's a little bit more specific to your area. So
Right.
local roasters, build your pitch, right?
Wow. Yes.
Health brands, build your
Holy
pitch.
smokes.
Let's go with craft breweries, right? Build your pitch.
Okay.
And this is the gold right here. This is what you're trying to get to.
But you can't move backwards in this,
No.
can you? Don't go back. Okay.
No, Jason.
That's
Jason
why
It's not an
that's why I
option
said
to save.
JSON only goes one way.
Right.
screenshot or write down what you've used, because if you
Yeah.
think you want to go back to the other channels, you can at least get them back up by re-putting in the same stuff.
Right.
I'm
It's-
working on these with each one of them. I've got ideas where, like in this particular case, the other 3 will follow with you so that you can click on them and do that again. So whichever one you click to starts it, but it doesn't end it. You'll still have the other 3 here, right?
Well, it's an excellent start.
So here you go. So here's
So
your first email, your second email,
Okay.
your third email,
Mhm.
fourth email. There's some ideas for your portfolio, and how to use that sequence. Then you boom, you click this, you get all of it. You get the whole shebang.
Okay. Okay. Oh, so this one does have a start over button.
Well,
You're
yeah,
just
but you're going to
starting
start
from
all the way
scratch.
over.
You start from
Yeah.
scratch though.
Right,
Right.
right.
Are you saying that it's not possible to save all the answers? Is that what you're saying, Trish? That you need to screenshot
Yes.
for
No,
the
no,
ones
no.
No, all of them have this. All of them have copy.
Not
That's
all of
saving the
them.
answers, but what
Not,
you input, you have to.
what my question?
So
Okay,
that way,
Mhm.
this is me, this is my scientific brain. I didn't want to throw in any other variables, so I want to make sure I put in the same thing every time.
okay,
You
but
probably
only
get pretty close to the same answer, Trish, if they're absolutely identical. But
Mm,
it may pull a different, way of looking at it,
yeah.
because we're not pulling a database, we're actually querying a prompt.
Mm,
What I've done is what you're doing here is populating a prompt. You with me?
yes.
We're
mm.
taking this, prompting it into Claude with this big old giant prompt that I wrote that I have to now populate from these answers. The fascinating thing is, how many of you have ever coded anything?
ever.
Ever?
And
Ages
40,
ago.
40
You
years.
Many,
sh-
many years ago.
you should
Yeah.
you should try this. It's called vibe coding. You talk to the computer, you say, make a page that will do this in common English language. So
You don't write the code. You just tell it what
right.
to write, and it writes the
all
code
you
for
have
you,
to
right?
know, all you have to know is how to fix the code. And therein runs the problem, because this thing's about 4,000 lines of code.
Oh, joy.
But with find and replace, it tells you find this, it puts a token in for you, a whole placeholder. Find a placeholder, replace it with this. So in other words, this tool, which I have here,
Okay, so when are you going to hold a class on vibe coding? Is my question.
I got got to get a little bit better with it. So this is the page where I have all these, and I've got this one here. This is
Yeah,
the
this
one that I first did. This one was a kind of a total failure in a way. Redone it. Uh, Trying to get this thing to email results. I'm gonna have to hire a coder to do that. It's about a step and a half above my pay grade. I've got to create a JavaScript, and then I've got to hook it into something like HubSpot with an API, and then generate all this. And I'm like, yeah, I don't, I could probably do it, but I don't want to do it. Probably take a half day for me to figure it out. So this doesn't email anything. It just takes all of this information and then gives them a pretty good idea. And then what it tells them is, hey, you should come see me. So I worked out all of this, and then it gives them there's 4 pages, and it gives them you need to be more of this, you need more of that, whatever. We could design one of these for you guys, run the code. Your Claude API key is free. It's an absolutely free key. You pay 0.3 cents per hit on it. And then you open up a free spot over at Netlify, and you just drop that folder into that. You just drag it over, and you're live on the web. You open up the code in text editor, do find, search for or find, and then it says paste your API or paste your key here. You just overwrite it, paste your API key in, and it's done. Every one of you could have one of these. Now that would be fun to do, a vibe coding thing, get your Claude, all meet, and we do it this way. All of yours are going to look different. All of them are going to have different parameters, but you can all set one up. So yeah,
I
I'm going to
am
do this.
100% down to do
Yeah.
class like that if someone else is.
Oh, yeah. I'll be.
Yeah, we'll do it. I'll do it. I'm gonna probably charge people, but I'll do it for you guys for free. So we'll just get together. I'll just set up a time for not next week, but the week after, and we'll get it done. Secondarily, those website building places like Lovable, right? They have free versions. Go on to lovable.ai and create a website. Just do it. So
Are you
you
saying
can say
Lovable?
Lovable. Yeah.
Okay.
That you can say, I did it. This is it. This is mine. You can actually take that code and paste it into a text file, take the text file, load it up to a server, and you've got a website. The scary part is they're really good.
Ah,
6 months ago, I'd have said, but they're not so good. Now I'm saying they're really good. I mean, do you see all the little things that these things do? The little JavaScript, you touch a box and it slides over
I was
slightly.
wondering how you get like all of this formatting and like all the pretty fonts and all of that stuff.
It's
Like
I vibe
that's
coded
the
these
magic of
things.
it.
Yep, I vibe coded them. I'm having so much fun. But anyway, I got to get this one to work a little bit better. I got it to email me, but I did not get it to email my client. And if I can't send this to the person who filled it out and myself, then I don't want to do it because then
Mm.
I'm saying you're giving me information and I want you to have the same information I get. Otherwise, I feel bad about it. But at the end, I'm not going to fill anything out. I'm just going to go like this. It's going to say, hey, dumbass, you didn't fill anything out, but we'll get here. Get the assessment. So it says right here, you give me a budget but no actual performance, so it knows what you're doing here. But then it gives me it pops in the low values. Since you only want to spend $1,000 and you weren't very forthcoming with what you had, then it comes back with a link to my website, a link to the group mentorship, and a link to the map I create. Yeah. So like, oh, maybe you need to go and do it. And then, here's my email, here's my phone. That's it. Come on, that's cool.
Mm.
That's pretty cool. I think anyway, I really do. All right. If you want to do it, you will need a Claude Pro account, which is $20 a month. You can't get an API key without a $20 a month thing. So, and yes, I actually went over
Oh.
my credits one morning. I got up at 5 in the morning and I sat down and I'm like, it's just about 9:30 and says, oh, you're out of your daily credits. You generate it, you find something wrong, you generate it again, you find something wrong, you generate it again, you find something it's constantly. You generate it, you got to download it, you got to move it over to move the API key, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it was fun. All right, who we have
So
here?
even with the pro account, last thing, even with the pro account, you have a certain number of credits,
Yeah,
or
per
is
day.
that the free?
Per
Okay.
day.
Okay.
Per day. Yeah. Yeah. And I was literally power using it for a good solid 4.5 hours. Just on it constantly. All right. Who I don't know are these Lee's? Yeah.
These are mine, yes.
Yeah. Where is this?
Where's
I
Louise?
I remember sharing couple of this, but I did not show the whole collection that I wanted to show, so I did it this time. And
What is
this
it?
is a museum in Charlotte. Not cierto, no. It's a museum in Savannah, Georgia. The Museum of Art.
Oh,
Yep.
really nice.
And I love it because it has the structure of the building was very interesting. Simple but complicated. And in architecture, my view is like I'm always wondering if I am getting the structure of the architecture of the building.
Mm-hmm.
So but, to me, that's my practice. I need to see if I capture the structure.
Mhm.
Like if I was showing this to an architect, would the architect will be happy to see these images?
Mhm.
No, the challenge is always show the structure of the building more than just a pretty image, but it's normally focusing on the structure of the building
Yeah, we
and
got
the
all your
movement of the building too.
verticals are nice and clean.
There are no people
Right.
around. What time of the day you were there?
I was around 3 or 4.
No
It
one around.
was past noon, a little bit past noon, but it was a very sunny day. But I love the light on the building. It was beautiful.
Very clean.
Yeah, very nice.
Thanks. I know
That's a
some
tough
people
one.
doesn't like to show people, but I think sometimes in architecture you need to show the
Mhm.
scale of
Mhm.
where you are, and people is important.
Keeping these right vertical too, then we get to see the shapes here.
Yes.
Get to see how it's shaped. Nice.
Were these handheld, Lee?
That's nice.
No,
You had a-
well, I did not have my tripod. I was using the structures of the building to put the camera solid. So I found things where to anchor the camera.
Right.
They're nice.
Very nice.
Thanks.
These are Michael's.
Yeah, we'll go from those nice clean shots of Lee's to these
So today is Architecture Day, Michael.
abandoned
There you
sites.
go.
Yeah.
Is this you're just so straight here. Is this a little stitching, or how did you put this together to get it? Usually there's a little bowing at the side, but we don't have that here.
No, there's no stitching. That's the frame. Z9 with a 24-to-120.
And you didn't have to correct anything? No?
The distortion on the lens when you select, pull that back when
Oh, on your Lightroom or Capture One, you choose the lens and it
Both
fixes
of them.
it.
yeah,
Okay.
on the Lightroom.
Yeah. Nice job. 16 by 9? 16 by, what's it called? 16 by 9?
16 by 9s. Yeah, you mentioned that
Yeah.
the week prior. So you want to see a few of those. So I
Yeah.
shot a few of these.
I came in and I saw them and somebody listened to me. Somebody heard me say I'd try a 16 by 9.
Yeah, did a few of these.
Okay, your processing on this is just wonderful.
That's
appreciate
Just
beautiful.
really, really wonderful. Just pulls you in. The instant nostalgia. Even a young person would see the nostalgia here, even though they've never experienced this kind of image in real life,
Nice.
where we have. And I think that's really great. Is this something you created?
The processing for this,
Yeah.
I pulled a texture on top of the image, did the base editing for the image, put a texture on top of it, and then just had to take care of a couple areas that were just too bright. Just had to pull them back a little bit. That's about it.
So there's no color cast added to it.
I did not do any color grading to it. No, there's just no.
Does the mask have any color in it, or is it black and white?
Yeah, the layer's got some of that warmer tone to it.
Oh, okay. All right. That's where it's coming from then.
Yeah. But I didn't do any deliberate color grading type work with it. No.
That's really nice.
Yeah, see there you start to see some of that texture up in the sky.
Yeah.
The whole piece was overlaid.
I find shooting 16 by 9 more challenging because I'm just not used to it. Did it challenge you more, or?
For the composition of it, it moved me around a little bit. It's not that far off from the standard format I normally use. It as far as the feel of it, to me, it wasn't that far off.
Yeah.
but it did make me kind of rethink some of the compositions for the shots.
Yeah,
Uh,
it does
it,
make me think. Yeah.
yeah, it almost went back into using some medium format type feel for it. But um, these buildings, I think, kind of lent themselves to a little bit more that longer drawn out
Yeah,
look, kind of pulls your eye around a little bit.
totally agree. They really, really, really work.
Very nice.
This is an old metal foundry, and when I was a kid, this place was actually active and working and did not look like this beat up and abandoned. But there is if you go back one image, you can actually see, um, yeah, what looks like a road going left to right there in the front, that bare spot, that's actually the railroad tracks. I mean, the tracks went right up to the building to drop off the materials and pick them up.
Mm.
Cool.
And
You
that's,
add some sort of a texture to this image. Feels like it has like a paper texture or something.
yeah, there's an overlay to it. There's a texture overlay on it.
Overlay. Okay, that's sort of.
Did you desaturate it a bit, the colors, or no?
The overlay I did.
Yeah,
I pulled the overlay down to about 30%.
right. Yeah, it looks really like another era type of image. Colors, they've really
Like an
nice.
old,
Old,
early color prints.
yeah,
They're
exactly.
their pigments are fading.
Exactly. That's what I like. So it's just a texture that created that, you mean, Michael?
Yeah, that's what gave it to me for this one. I've done that with some other shots. You guys probably remember those knife photos I did last time. The background of that, I laid a texture on top of that background and worked with it. This is the same idea, but just pulled the transparency down to, I'm pretty sure it was like 30-35%.
Yep.
To
Which
just
Did you
let you
use a
feel it.
blend mode?
No,
Just flat layer above.
yeah, layer above and drop the transparency.
Okay.
Yeah.
really nice. But which texture are they? Are they part? Do you know where they come from? It's part of a set that belongs to, I don't know, a used texture from different people. But do you know the name?
I've had it for years. I'm not sure I can.
Oh, no, it's
The
nice.
name of it is probably something like dripping metal. I don't know. It's,
Okay.
I've had it for a long time. Yeah, I'm not sure where it came from.
Really nice.
Did you say dripping metal?
The
Yeah,
foundry made you a texture and then you photographed it and you used it as a digital overlay.
I don't know what it is. It's kind of a rust panel type thing, but I'd have to go back and see what the actual name of it is. But it was, I really don't know where I got it from. It was probably part of a collection I picked up years ago. I just kept it. Yeah.
They look like images they were taken with the old type of cameras in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah,
And
I'm
that's
glad
what
you guys get that feel from it. I mean, it's what I was wanting to do with it, with the way that building looked. You know, these
Yeah.
train cars as well. This has the same overlay, the same percentage and everything on it. So that whole set kind of
Yeah,
worked
exactly.
together.
I think if you were to see this as an actual sharp, straight from a Z9 image, it would not be quite as impactful because it would be too perfect.
Too digital, in fact.
Yeah, too like
It-
it would be just too clinical.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one is very gray. Because I mean, you know, you can tell nothing's blooming out here yet, nothing's greening out yet. So it's still very, very gray, very desolate looking. This one kind of needed that texture and that tint to do
Yeah.
something with it.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a great series. It's a really, really good series, Michael.
Yeah, it suits the type of buildings, I think.
Yeah.
You know,
You should make a booklet out of that.
I was just about to say that if you like just make a bigger project out of it and
You know,
It's very inexpensive to do a zine on that. You could do a zine for under $20.
what is a zine?
The magazine,
like a
but
magazine.
very small magazine. If you go up the blurb, this would be a pretty good utilization of that perspective. Go up the blurb and look up zines.
Okay.
Yeah, they're basically 24 pages or less. The magazine they call zines, just a
Okay.
shortcut. Yeah, I would continue on this service on this series while you still have that gray stuff before the warm weather moves in that's on its way and greens everything up before the next snowstorm comes in and kills it. So, all right. All right, Jay, tell us about this. Where is this?
This is a place called the Abbey that was built in 1928 or thereabouts. And it was a church, and then it became actually used for a social welfare organization around the 1970s, 80s. And then it had a fire, and a very big fire, and burned out the entire interior. And you know, there was one window that just blew out and sucked a whole bunch of fire guys into it, but everybody survived. So it's been a restoration project by the mayor, former mayor of Phoenix, for about maybe 20 years at this point. So now it's a venue, and you can have different events in it. You can get married there. You can do all kinds of stuff. But the whole interior is this vast interior. And then there's a couple of tiers there, as you can see, balconies. And on the other side, which you will see, it goes up, and there's a bunch of rooms on the side of it that are air conditioned and so forth. But there's an organization called concerts, chamber concerts, downtown chamber concert series, and they use all kinds of events. So this event was a chorale call, and so it was a perfect vendor for it, because they felt that they're seeing the sound would bounce off very sharply and clearly off the brick walls. So I guess there are about maybe 400 people there, and this is you can see where my dilemma is around lighting the people in the front. Their faces, really. And I was up at the font, the baptismal font, which is about 20 feet up, and you can look out about 100 feet down, and that's what the view.
Yeah.
So that gives that perspective.
You back your highlights off, and you'll get a lot closer, and then you can adjust it a little bit with your exposure slider. Make a mask.
I will try it. I mean,
Did you make masks?
I did it because the guy who normally works with this crowd wasn't able to make it, so I was asked to fill in for him. So I would like to be able to have some decent stuff to send over.
Did you use your masks in Lightroom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I used linear and radial, and then I used a lot of remove on this and some of the other pieces, just to get all the clutter out.
Mm-hmm.
So this is they're really very good. Really outstanding. It's a medieval to contemporary.
Is
And
this
if you see
outside?
that hole at the top is the baptismal font, which is where I was shooting from going forward. This is from the stage looking back out at that.
Is this outside?
Yeah, it's outside, inside. There's no roof.
Mm.
And there's nothing. It's an enclosure at this point.
Yeah, they've got red mixed in with their lights here. Absolutely.
Yeah, I was trying to get it out, and I just was not successful so far.
I think you have to be careful pulling some of the colors out on these, because the light's affecting other parts of the scene too, right? So if you pull the red off of the performers, it may not look totally correct with the scene if you've got red everywhere else. You know what I mean?
That's why I
Yeah.
would use the face masks, the skin masks.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
only grab
I did
the
use
skin
that.
and
Well, not on this one, on other
back it up
ones.
a little bit, just a tiny bit.
Yeah, because if you pull
Mhm.
red and purple off of the people and make them nice and normal, but everything else is red and purple, your eye doesn't get that, right?
This is what they looked like on stage. I'm not sure I would color correct it too much at all. I really
Right.
don't.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I mean this is stage lighting.
Yeah, I
It
would.
is definitely stage lighting, yes.
Right.
That was my thought when I saw your post. I'm like, well, you're shooting it as it's being performed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the only way I for a live session like that, when the show's actually going on, you're going to get whatever light's coming at it. So the best way you can try and get something else is to just shoot a lot of frames and try and catch it during the light change. But that's going to be tough. If you do something during the dress rehearsal, you might be able to get them to do a nice even light.
They don't do this. There's no dress rehearsal. This was the show.
Yeah. So you're going to kind of get whatever the lighting director wants you to get.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, you can see the lights coming down in both directions on them. And then up above, there's 3 of their chorale members up there.
Mhm.
So it's trying to catch them at the same time.
Well, you can't fix bad light. So
Right.
if that's all you had was those 2 lights, I mean, you did a pretty good job. I mean, it's real hard to fix.
Oh, okay.
It's like when you photograph somebody playing in a nightclub, they got all different lights on their face, blue
Exactly.
and red. You don't want to get rid of them. Actually, it's part of a scene.
That's what the
Yeah.
people were seeing when they were there.
I would leave it like that.
You would?
I
Okay.
would.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll see what kind. I mean, it was a beautiful setup. I just have to learn what to accept and how to manage it.
Yeah. I mean, I'd select
So
the
this
subject
was-
off that and pull that brightness down off their faces, but otherwise the colors, I'd let them go.
Mhm.
And the lady with the red hair, if you start removing the red, she will become yellow. I mean, you're going to affect other parts
Yeah.
of the
Yeah, it's contradictions.
I think.
Well, this looks really good. I'd like to see what the other guy did that did it before you, but
I think it's very nice.
I mean, you can tell that this light balance here is not the same light balance as the rest of the audience.
Yeah, I was.
No,
How do you deal with the white balance on that? And I couldn't.
You can't. You got two white balances. If you
Yeah.
got two color lights, you can only correct for one. It's
Okay, I won't
there's
beat
no
myself
way to
up
correct
too
for
much.
both. Just turn
But
it black
that-
and
that
white, that's
also-
all it is.
That also shows what the performance was. right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I'll just say, if you go back one to that last one, just what he really wanted, the gold standard was to get the scene plus they're every time they do this, they have original artwork in there. So these things that are sort of on the stage, and you can see in the bottom of the photograph here, are crafted pieces of plasticized material in different shapes.
Mhm.
And then one of the other things was they also had an art exhibit in one of the side rooms. It's quite a building. You should go down and see if you can have an opportunity. That's the artwork. But he wanted the trifecta was having the artwork, the space, and the performers. If you get it all, you get the prize. So that's what I was aiming for. That's the front of the building.
Nice.
They didn't serve any of that though.
No. Whose is this?
That's mine, Trish.
Oh, okay.
Very nice.
Tacos?
Oh,
I like your gradient, Trish. Looking good.
thank you.
Yeah, your tacos just popped right off the plate.
Yeah, the problem was well, they weren't shells, they were soft tacos. They'd been in the fridge overnight, so the fajita thing was a bit floppy.
They look pretty fresh, so whatever you did looks good.
Okay. I was bumping colors and
Yeah, your colors,
everything.
yeah, these look really fresh. They look really tasty.
Okay, that's good.
And all right, more color. Yeah, are you flagging
Nice
off your
layout.
scrim to get a little dark in the
So-
back? Is that what you're doing?
I didn't hear you, Don.
Are you flagging off your scrim
Nope.
softbox? How are you going to get
No,
it? How are you getting it
softbox-
that dark back?
Softbox was off the side up a bit, and
Uh-huh.
it just naturally went a bit dark
Okay.
like that. And a bit of masking for
What the heck?
like oh, the word escapes me now. The linear masks
Okay.
for a bit of vignetting.
You know,
Yeah, it looks
Trish, I
good.
know that you are pretty heavy in the self-critique of your work. I really think you need to go back and look at the stuff you were shooting a year ago and compare it to what you have now to see how far you've come.
Okay, thank you. I will.
Seriously. I
Thank
mean,
you.
these are, yeah, it's really solid. It's really, really solid stuff.
I
You
think
Thank
don't
so.
you.
get so hard on yourself. You're really turning out some good stuff.
I think
Thank you.
so.
I appreciate it.
I agree. I agree.
I think that's very true.
I wanted to
Yeah.
show
Yeah,
you
I said
guys,
too.
you
Totally
guys
agree.
something here. Where is it? 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 Are you all seeing Lightroom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I wanted to show you this little method um, that I learned about. So we would all agree that this shot was not the best, right?
Oh, Hayes.
Agreed.
Not gonna win any awards. So the first thing I'm gonna do up here is I'm gonna change it to adaptive color. And adaptive color
Oh,
gave me back
Cool.
this particular image. It doesn't work on every image. On this particular image, it sort of gave me like a very flat raw file, right? So I'm gonna quickly do what I normally do here. Bring the exposure up just a little bit. That brightens my sky too much, but that's okay because it's a little dark down in here. Bring my highlights down. Instantly do that. I'm gonna leave my shadows alone. I'm gonna leave my whites alone, my blacks. I'm gonna come down just a little bit here. A little bit of vibrance, a little bit of saturation, tiny bit of clarity, no more than 5.
Mm.
I match the texture at 5. Okay. So what's wrong with this picture is the color. The color is just a mess. So we need to fix the color. So I'll look at my tone curve. My tone curve is flat as hell. So I'm going to put one right here. Take this right down here and just pull it down very slightly. And then up here, I'm going to pull it up very slightly around. Come on, I got to put that. Did it stick? All right. Getting a lot of blue in here, but we'll fix that in a minute here. And then in the color mixer, this is where we use these things all the time, right? You know what we don't use? That one. Point color. Take this tool, come out here, go to that blue.
That's the one I use.
Got this blue here. I can take this blue and I can just try to change it up a little bit here. I can change the shift in the hue, the saturation in the shift, the luminance, the variance of it. So I could say, okay, all of it or just that little area right there, the range. I could flatten it out. I can bring it back. Look at that. See, this contracts up here. This is really cool.
that gives it much more depth.
So then I'm going to take down in this green here. Look what happens if I drag it this way. All the green just changes all over the place, right? Just make it a little bit more green here. I'm going to grab the tool again and I'm going to come down to this little maroon area there. I'm going to make it just a little bit more warmer like that. Already it's picking up depth. Already. Grab my sky and drag it down just a little bit like that. Add a little contrast to it, a little bit of whites, bring the blacks down. Then I add another gradient, linear gradient on top of that. Bring it way down to here, way down. darken it just a little bit, a second layer gradient on top of that one. It only comes down about this far. Just bring that down a little bit like that. I'm going to come down into the bottom of it with a linear gradient. Come up here just a little bit. And lower it down just a tad, maybe a little shadow detail down there. There we go. So that's looking much, much better. I need to
There's like a
add,
line of sight that goes through it at this point. If it goes through the rocks into the back.
yeah. At this point, I've got to make this look better in here. So I'm going to create a new one, and I'm going to use color range. And I'm going to choose that color right there, which is obviously way too much. So I'm going to refine it and get it off the leaves, the trees. I just want it on the rocks. And that's when I can do this sort of little magic thing here. And all of a sudden it starts to pop. And now I've got the depth. This is so much more close feeling than it is out there. I'm going to add another one, another color range, and I'm going to come down into that red right there and refine it again because it's way too much. Way back like that. And open it up a little bit. Now I get a feeling of light in the canyon. One last mask, which is my radial gradient, which I'm going to come right off the middle here, way out to there. And now I'm going to duplicate and invert, and then close that side off a little bit, go back to the original, open it up just a little bit on the inside. And that looks pretty good. It probably come in here and fix this too. Now I'm thinking about it. Let's come in here. New, select objects. See if it grabs those trees. Did. All right. Let's bring the edges of those trees up just a little bit like that. And it, you know, it's still not a award-winning photograph, but it's a whole lot better image to share with somebody from the Grand Canyon before. And what makes this work was that it was an underexposed image in a high contrast situation. And that's where I've found that changing it to adaptive color, that's where it works. If it's already a low contrast image, doesn't do much. In fact, it kind of muddies it up a bit. You got a lot of work to do. But this sky was so bright and the canyon was so dark. Anyway, I thought you'd enjoy that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
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 Is that what you took when you were away recently?
No,
It's
this
one-
is an older shot. Yeah.
Okay. Don, can I ask you one thing? I cannot find, as we are in Lightroom, the explanation when you explain to us, when you, let's say you got an image, a food image, where you want to change not the color, but you want to make the background darker, let's say, and it's grabbing other things within the image, which you don't want to darken.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
I
I
don't-
cannot find the explanation in one of the.
I'll show you. Let me grab
Thank you so much.
something
Please
here.
looking for it.
Oh, I gotta get an image first. Hold on.
Thank you.
I was going to say, Lucinda, since you like Fresnel's, there's a photographer named Sarah Moon. I don't know if you know who she is, but that she was very extensive. She was a fashion photographer, pretty much, but she used Fresnel's extensively. So
What's her name?
she's Sarah Moon. She's British,
Sarah Moon.
I
No.
believe.
British or French?
I think she's British, but she might be French.
I think she's French.
She's French?
I think so.
Yeah, but there's a lot of atmospherics that she gets into, which would make the sandwiches really interesting.
Really? I'll look her up. Does she use Fresnel lights, you mean?
That's her thing. Yeah, she did 40s, 50s, somewhere in the 60s.
I'm having
Uh-huh.
trouble finding an image to use. Hold on.
Um, uh, Sarah Moon, like the moon, spelled M.
Exactly.
Yeah.
M-O-O-N.
Okay, I'll
Sarah
look it
Moon
up.
is one of the reasons I became a photographer.
Let me check.
Absolutely.
What was it?
Is she still alive?
I
Or
doubt it.
I believe so.
okay.
I
don't
don't
know.
think, yeah, I think she's still around. She's very old. She's probably in her 90s.
Ah, yeah. She's French, actually. Sarah Moon, French. She's 85 years old,
Yep.
still
And
alive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I discovered her in a little bookstore. I picked up a British Vogue. Why can't I find just a simple picture? And I am having a hell of a time finding a picture that I can do this with. Hold on. I will. I'm
Thank
not-
you.
I picked up this French Vogue or Italian Vogue, and she had done something in there, and oh my God, was it incredible.
Oh my God, the images, it's really fashion. Yeah.
She
Very
refused.
simple, though,
She
Yeah.
at the same
refused
time.
refused to make her subjects, her women, to sexualize them in any way. She was, really, really, really good.
Are you saying that she did food as well, or just fashion?
No. I just thought about your Fresnel lights,
Okay.
because that's the lighting that she used.
Yeah.
Well, here we go. We got a shot by Inga. Hold on.
Okay.
I'll put it.
Hi, Inga. You're getting famous.
All right. Let's make this a little bit smaller, and I'll share. I'm going to do this in Camera Raw, not in Lightroom, okay?
Okay.
Because I can't open this thing up in Lightroom. So
It's more or less the
share. Do 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 do. All right. So layers, I'm going to turn it into a smart object. And then I'm going to go up to filter, Camera Raw filter.
Mhm.
Let's get Camera Raw into the middle of this so you can see it. Are you seeing Camera Raw?
Yes.
Okay. So what we're going to do, we want this background to be a little bit darker, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to take my mask. I'm going to create a linear gradient. I'm going to pull it down. I didn't choose a linear gradient. Once again, I chose there we go. Bring it down. I'm going to darken that. This is what you're talking about. You can't get rid of this.
Yes. So
Okay.
basically, yeah, you will darken the background and the bottle at the same time, but I don't
Right.
want the bottle
Right
to
here.
be darkened.
Right here. See it? Subtract, object.
Yeah, but you did it another way where you do invert. You go right click on the mask and it will tell you to no invert. It says something.
Duplicate
Anyway.
and invert?
Yeah.
No, that's a different thing. So now just lower the exposure on the background. And it doesn't catch the bottle because I've subtracted the bottle from you can see the mask, you can see the bottle in there, mask.
If you right click on the mask, it'll tell you to intersect. That's what I'm looking for. There is a way where
That's the different, intersect is different.
Oh, it's different. That's what actually what I meant. I know how to do this. It is the intersection bit that I found it a bit more challenging actually.
Well, let's see what we would do to intersect. So I'm going to go, because, we don't use intersect to do this, but we could do this here, intersect,
So let's say
intersect mask with a
uh,
radial gradient. Okay. So I'm going
yeah.
to put my radial gradient out like this. And then I'm going to bring my exposure here. And then if I intersect this mask with linear gradient, that's when I believe I can pull this down. Now, I don't use intersect very often, to tell you the truth, so I don't think you learned that from me.
No, you did explain it, but you use the intersect. So basically, the way you just showed will work anyway because I need to remove the bottle or the object. I don't want to be included in the darkening, for instance. But you did explain the intersect mask with the subject, or you can change and use different intersection. Don't worry, no, I will find it. I'm sure.
There it is. There it is. I've intersected the radial gradient with the linear behind it. See, getting darker behind the bottle?
Yes.
That's what it's doing.
Okay.
So, but to darken the background, I wouldn't probably not use that. So,
What's the use case for the intersecting option?
well, let's see.
Maybe if you want to add like a glow light behind it or something.
Yeah.
But I could still do that with a radial or something back there, right?
I think so. Trying to think.
So let's say, for instance, in this case, in you have the foreground and the background. The foreground, where the little flowers, where the bottle is sitting, is a different shade than the background. So if you choose the background, it will highlight everything in the picture but the bottle. So I don't want to darken everything. I don't want to darken the foreground where the little flowers are sitting, only
Right.
where there is the line from the line up.
Right. So you can use the same selection tools to add and subtract from the mask. So if you select that entire background, you just go to subtract, then you can choose object and choose the deck and the flowers and get those out of your selection.
Okay.
You can
Okay.
use the same selection tools work with add and subtract for the mask.
Okay.
You could select the deck and just take out the flowers,
Right.
right?
So if I came in here and I said, okay, that's the subject, right? And I want to intersect it with a, see, I'm just trying to use a tool, and I'm not saying the value of the tool at this point, so I don't know what the,
Okay.
radial gradient, I guess. And if I pull this out like this and expose it up, you can see it's only, the radial gradient is only used doing the bottle. You see, that's not doing the background.
Yes. Yeah.
So I've intersected it with
With the ring.
right. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
All right, kids,
Yep.
y'all have a good one. And we will see you next week. Definitely play with the tools and give me some feedback if you think there's
How's your
questions
house
that
coming?
should be asked, and I'm not asking that question in the survey. Say, hey, add this question, because I can always go back and do it. So, piece of cake. All right.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys.
Thank
Take
you,
care
Don.
now.
Thank you.
Sir.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Good
All right,
night,
bye-bye.
everybody.
Night.
Bye. Sir.